So here now, Senator Nina Turner.
She did a wonderful job. Thank you for the support. All of my sisters and brothers that are here.
Nina for president.
Turn it up.
Not time yet.
Hello.
No, the other mic. No, that's fine. That's fine. Use
Use this one?
you
Oh, you want this? Oh, hell, okay. Lord have mercy. Okay. I like to be among the people, so I hope you all can hear me. I love California. And I'm not just saying that, but besides Ohio, which is my home state, I want you to know that when I ran for Secretary of State in 2014, and one of my beloved, Maddie is here, who I got to give her a shout out to. I love this woman. Maddie, will you stand up? She is one of the trailblazers, not just in the Democratic Party, but in our community. So we got to show each other love, but I want California to know you were my second highest donor state. Yeah. In 2014. That means a lot for me because that was my first time running for statewide office, and here you got this sister from Ohio running just because I believe that we should expand and protect access to the ballot box, that's all. But then you saw something in me to support me. California, you are all that. I just want you to know that. So our revolution, you know, is the brainchild. It was born from our beloved Senator Bernie Sanders having the heart to get in that race, and we thank him for that.
Yeah.
Make it work. What? I know that's right. I'm gonna make it work. And I know that the senator is not here, and I hope some of you have Facebook Live going. I see the millennials in here. They got the phones up. But can we? When I say feel, you say burn. Feel. 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 When I say feel, you say burn. Feel. 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 All right, well, Senator, we don't know if you are awake or asleep. If you're on the East Coast, you're probably sleeping. But we want to tell you how much we love you. We love Bernie Sanders. It's really about transforming America. And even though the senator's campaign is over, the mission is not over. It is a nonprofit. We have 11 board members. Our chairman of the board is Larry Cohen from CWA, the Communications Workers of America. And you couldn't have a better chairman of the board. What we are united in doing is supporting progressive candidates and progressive causes all across this country, using what Senator Bernie Sanders started and to continue it. So he lit the fire, he lit the match, but it's our job to keep it burning. So if anybody wants to get in touch with our revolution, please go to ourrevolution.com. Our board met for the very first time just this past week in DC. 11 of us, all headstrong folks, but all united in the mission of transforming America one local, state level at a time. And it is so imperative that you get out there to run. I talked to one of your leaders that was here tonight, and one of the things he wanted me to emphasize that I know that, and I got to say to the chairman and to Dorothy, thank you so much for inviting me here and for the Progressive Caucus of California. But let me just say this to you. I want to speak to your heart, to your soul. When I was on the campaign trail with Senator Sanders, I often said that he had a heart-soul agreement. And that is what set him apart from every other candidate that was in this race in 2016 was his heart-soul agreement. That matters. Because people don't vote based on this, they vote on what comes from the heart. They don't vote from the head, they vote from the heart. They vote based on what they feel. And And so often Democrats are so damn smart. We the brightest, smartest folks on the face of the earth. We can be so cerebral, but we forget to speak to people's hearts and the conditions of America. The only person in that race that was doing that in a heart way, and this is not to tear down anybody else, was Senator Bernie Sanders. Now, I am so glad that the Progressive Caucus asked the question, how many Dems are in here, how many Bernie-crats are in here, and how many people are in here who actually supported Secretary Hillary Clinton, because that is a beautiful thing. As Alex laid out, that the new Congress is what I want to call omnipartisan. Now, we don't care where you come from, as long as you agree with what we want to push, we want you in those offices. And that is really what we have to get to as a people. Now, progressives, it's not enough for us to be morally right, because we are morally right. Universal health care is right. Making sure that our young people are not saddled with trillions of dollars worth of debt just because they decided to go to college and get that college degree is morally right. To make sure that we affirm, not just in our words, because it became politically correct to talk about how Black lives matter. Well, Black lives have always mattered. It's not just enough to say that our gay, lesbian, transgender, queer brothers and sisters deserve love. It's not just enough for us to be right on the issue. Sisters and brothers, we got to start winning elections. Politics is about power, who has that power and how they wield that power, and for whom they wield that power. That is what it is about. So progressives, I don't know about you, but I'm tired of losing. We need to win. And so I want to encourage all of you to run for something. Whether it's precinct level, whether it's dog catcher, school board member, mayor, city council, run. And if you are mad as hell, be mad as hell and run. If you are disappointed about the outcome of this election, be disappointed, but doggone it, do something about it. Now, we can't keep complaining. Now, Mr. Donald Trump is the president. He won the majority of the Electoral College votes. He may not have won the popular vote, but that is not how we do the presidency in the United States of America. We need to get a clue. Now, we've had 2 weeks to kind of try to deal with this thing. Wrap it around our mind that the man is in office, and unless something happens, he will be in office for 4 years. When I say something, I mean impeachment or something like that. Not the other stuff, because I've had some people talk that other stuff and I think it's wrong. But we walk around talking about love trumps hate. Let's be real about whether or not we really believe that love trumps hate. Some of our folks who do hateful and spiteful too. Just ask a Bernie crat that was in Philadelphia how much love we got. Every person that voted for Mr. Trump is not a racist, and every person that voted on the Democratic side ain't no freedom fighter. So, we need to get our house in order. And while we worried about this man, he picking out his cabinet, what we need to worry about is what the hell we gonna do in 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. That's what we need to do. He's taking care of his business, and we need to take care of ours. He won because Democrats failed.
Right.
He won because we, as a party, failed to hear the cries of the coalition of the forgotten. And the coalition of the forgotten, not just those working class white folks in this country, but last I checked, he got 8% of the black vote, 23% of the Latino vote. Come on, somebody. He got the votes. And he didn't get the popular vote, but he outperformed Governor Romney. He didn't get all the popular vote, but the Obama coalition didn't come out at the same levels that they came out in 2012. And you know why they didn't come out? Because we banty about the word coalition. Coalition means people working in concert together for a cause. We did work for the cause, I'm sorry, sister, of voting for President Obama, then Senator Obama in 2008. We did come together again in 2012 as Republicans said they wanted to make him a one-term president. We came out and we said, oh, hell no, that's not going to happen. And especially in the African-American community, we said, oh, no, baby, it's not going to happen. Brother going to get another term. We might not be pleased with everything, but brother going to get another term. Sister showed up 9 million souls. That's all about black women. Black women were the largest voting bloc in the United States of America in 2012 because we said, oh, heck no, brother will get another term. But a coalition, though, you got to cultivate a coalition. That's right. So while the talking heads and pundits are worried about what happened to the coalition, what happened was the coalition wasn't cultivated. That for 8 years, we sat back and did nothing as we lost state houses and governor's mansions all across this country. The Democratic Party got too comfortable. And because we have the most progressive platform, who gives a shit about the fact we got the most progressive platform? And my Christians in here, I'm sorry. I don't cuss around my elders, but let me just say this. A sister don't smoke or drink, I cuss. And I say that because we should be proud. We got that progressive platform because of a man that, in the words of Teddy Roosevelt, decided that he was going to get in the arena. That he didn't back down because he didn't have a big name. He didn't back down because this is the first time that a Democratic socialist ran for office. He didn't back down. He got into that arena. And so, yes, we do have a very progressive platform. When I was knocking on doors and making phone calls, people said, I can't pay my mortgage with that progressive platform. I can't send my kids to college with that progressive platform. I can't get my baby who's addicted to heroin help over that progressive platform. It's not enough. And it's not enough to have a candidate that has the best resume, that can move people, or to have concerts at the last minute. I love me some Beyonce and Jay-Z, okay? I'm just going to put that out there. But I talked to folks that went to that concert who wasn't even from Ohio. I talked to folks who went to the Jay-Z Beyonce concert who said they still wasn't going to vote. You can't lullaby and entertain folks. We got to speak to the heart. And the heart of the matter is that income and wealth inequality is real. The heart of the matter is that if somebody is born poor, the likelihood that they're going to die poor is real. The fact of the matter is that we live in one of the best countries, the best country on the face of the earth, and we got to beg people for universal health care. That's real. That our young people are saddled with trillions of dollars worth of debt is real. That the mayor of Flint still has to beg the Congress to help her 3 years later. Folks in Flint still don't have clean water. It's real. And they're not the only ones. And that our sisters and brothers in Appalachia, as my brother said, no, they're not voting against their own self-interest. Let me tell you something. You don't talk down to people. You don't put folks down. You don't say that folks who voted for this man, they stupid and they don't know what they're doing. And you think that's going to bring them over to our side? Who do we think we are? You don't talk down to people. You don't throw them a basket full of deplorables. They let us know. So while the Obama coalition didn't come out, the other coalition did. And so now we have hate crimes have increased in this country. And something is wrong with that. And it's not that just their side. I just saw a video the other day where some of our folks pulled this this white man out of his car and beat him because they suspected that he voted for Mr. Trump. Let me tell you something, even if he did, he didn't deserve to be beaten like that. And until we stand up and start talking all kinds of truth, you can't do that in this country. Talk about love, Trump, hate. Bernie Krats were treated like crap at that convention. Sisters and brothers, let me tell you something. Our revolution is only one organization. The new Congress is only one organization. We cannot do it by ourselves. We need you. So as one great man said the following, he said, don't let what you can't do get in the way of what you can do. And there's a lot that you can do. There's a lot at stake. One thing we can say about this country, sisters, brothers, and I want you to hear me clearly because we got to get on the panel. I'm acting like I'm the keynote speaker. I was told that a lot of folks came to see us, sisters, so I'm just This means something to me in my heart and my soul. One of my motivations is selfish. It's my son. And those of you who have children, or grandchildren, or somebody that you love, we got to get up and do something because we love somebody, that we love something that is bigger than ourselves. And I'm going to tell you something. It is time out supporting Democrats just because they got a D behind their name. If they're not going to stand up for the people they got to go through, we don't put them. Sisters and brothers have done because I don't believe in their ideology, but their strategy was this. They sure put those establishment Republicans on notice. And as progressives, we need to put establishment Democrats on notice. We coming for you. We coming for you. You can't tell us one thing during election time and do another when you get elected. We coming for you. Now, either you for universal health care or you're not, because there's no halfway way to be there.
That's right.
Either you are for unsaddling young people in this country with trillions of dollars worth of college debt, or you're not. Either you're for criminal justice reform, or you're not. Either you're for protecting voting rights in this country, not just when you're running for office, or you're not. I'm going to tell you something, Democrats. Mr. Trump may be as bad as folks suspected he's going to be. But let me tell you something. Before the brother got in there,
I don't want you to take my...
the VRA Act was gutted.
Excuse me. Keep your hands
The Voting Rights Act was gutted, and I didn't hear Democrats, they barely said a mumbling word about it. They should have been on desk every single day bringing up the fact that one of the greatest civil rights pieces of legislation in the history of this country have been gutted by the Supreme Court. They should have been dancing on tables every single day to restore it. But they barely said a mumbling word. That's before Trump got in office. Greed in this country is out of control, not wealth, greed. Greed. But some of those very same Democrats taking that money hand over fist. Something is wrong with that. And so, as Malcolm X said, and I said this before the Black Caucus, and this is what he said. He said when he described the difference between the North and the South, he said it's the difference between the fox and the wolf.
That's right.
Now, sisters and brothers, I'm going to tell you something. I know how to deal with the wolf. What I don't understand is the fox. And we got a lot of foxes in the Democratic Party. See, we understand the wolf. We can deal with Mr. Trump, but what we can't deal with is the fox. And some of these foxes in the Democratic Party got to be called out, and they have to be made to know that there will be a consequence. They're not standing up for the people. And we have lost too many offices over the last 8 years. We elected President Barack Obama, thank God Almighty, but then we got comfortable. Sometimes you got to critique people that you love. That doesn't mean that the president didn't do a good job. That doesn't mean that he wasn't held up by Republicans on every end of the spectrum. He was. Once he was elected, they said they wanted to make him a one-term president. That was their goal, not to get people jobs, not to make sure that we had clean water and fresh air, not to make sure that our babies were educated, not to help small businesses. Their only goal was to make him a one-term president. And we fought like hell to make sure that that didn't happen, but we didn't critique the president the way that we should. That doesn't mean that we don't love him. So it's time out for that kind. We cannot go back.
Right.
So one of the things about this nation, it wasn't founded the right way. Y'all know American history. I mean, hell, it was founded by a whole bunch of wealthy white men with wealth, with privilege, and my people were in shackles and chains, and women weren't allowed at the table. My Hispanic brothers and sisters weren't allowed at the table. They had stolen the land of our Native American sisters and brothers. That is in the DNA of America. But one thing that we can't say about this nation is that we are a nation of progress. And we can't let anybody take us back. And the election of Mr. Trump in so many ways mirrors a nation that is going backwards.
Yeah.
We cannot be the people that allows this nation to go backwards. And so we got to stand up. We got to give up something for this. So my 3 C's. Consciousness. If you got a consciousness in this room, you know that all is not right, and we got to do something about it. If you are privileged enough to be in this room, you are blessed. There are some people who wish that they could trade places with us. Some folks who can't be in a room in a fancy hotel like this, no matter how you got here. I talked to a brother, said he drove 8 hours to get here. We are blessed. We got first world problems. So consciousness, to be, as the young folks say, hashtag stay woke. If we weren't awake before the election of Mr. Trump, we sure enough woke now. Number 2, a commitment. This is a long distance race. As one of my favorite ministers said to me when I was so frustrated about what was happening in this country way before Mr. Trump got elected. Because can I say something to you, sisters and brothers? I have faced down racism right here in the Democratic Party. See, I know when I'm dealing with the fox. I mean, with the wolf, I just don't know what I'm dealing with the fox, but that's a lesson for another time. But we have to make sure that we are committed. So Dr. Moss said this. He said, Senator, the struggle is forever, so we are forever in the struggle. Meaning that every generation is charged with making this world a better place for the next. That's never going to change. The struggle is forever, so we are forever in the struggle. We have to have a commitment to the long distance race. Things may look bleak now, but my God, if you can look up, if you can get up, you can make a difference. And it's okay to point out the fact that people's hearts are heavy, that the election didn't turn out the way that people thought it was going to turn out. But it is not okay for us to cower in corners. It is not okay for us to say that we're going to move to Canada. Everybody can't damn move to Canada. Everybody can't go. Here, do work. All these wealthy folks talking about they gonna move to Canada and leave the rest of us here to fight the fight. Think about that. See, I come from a people that had to deal with the scourge of slavery. And I want you to imagine if some of my sheroes and heroes whose names we know and names we don't know, if they decided that they were going to leave and give up and put the fight on somebody else, we would not be here tonight as the Rainbow Coalition of humanity together. Somebody got to stay and fight. Somebody got to stay and fight. Mr. Trump is only one man. We the people have to stay and fight. So even though we lost sight of the vision and what is necessary to lift people in this election, there will be no excuse for 2017. There is no excuse for 2018. There's an African proverb that says that one should never build their shield on the battlefield. It's shield building time, sisters and brothers. We can win back some offices. All is not lost. It's only one man. And he may try to do everything that he can, and I don't know, to turn back the hands of time. But we cannot let that happen. We can't give up. We can't give out. We can't give in. Because sisters and brothers, our mission is so high, we can't get over. It's so low, we can't get under. And it's so wide, we can't get around. If all of us put a little extra on our ordinary, there's nothing that we cannot do. Now, we might not see it, but when we pass that baton to the next generation, they're going to keep running this race and pass it to the next, to the next. Somebody's going to see it. Somebody's going to see it. So, consciousness, commitment, and then consequence. And I mean this, sisters and brothers, from the bottom of my heart. We can support some folks, but if they not right, we don't have to do it in hate, but we can do it in love. And we can say we need a little more of this and we need a little more of that. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Well, anyway, let me just say this.
Tell it!
Let it out. And I want to say this to my progressive white sisters and brothers in this room. Let me just say this to everybody. I'm hurt, and I didn't get a chance to say this to the Black Caucus, but I'm going to say this to you in this country. And African Americans are the loyalist base of the Democratic Party. Now, you go back and check the stats. White women voted for Donald Trump. Voted for Mr. Trump. I'm just going to put that out there. And I know that Secretary Clinton got the majority of the popular vote. But let me tell you something. Black women voted for her, the ones that did come out, 94%. Black men voted for her, the ones that did come out, 80%. Our Latino sisters and brothers, over 60%. Now, I got to go back to black folks. I want everybody in here, you African American, for just one moment. Be black with me for a moment. Can you be black with me for a moment? The lawless base of the Democratic Party. Okay. Never had a black woman governor in the history of this country. Not one. I want you to think about that. The lawless base of the Democratic Party. Black women voted 9 million strong in 2012. 94% of the black women that did come out voted for the Democratic nominee. We've never had a black female governor in the history of this country. We've had very few, less than 5. I want to say the number is 3, but check me on that. Black men ever be governor in the history of this country. We've only had one African American woman, Kara Mosley Braun, from Chi-Town. I know that our sister Kamala is now there. Woo! Thank you. But it depends on which article you read, which ethnicity they put down. I'm just being honest. And I'm not taking anything from that. What I am saying to you, black folks, every one of you in this room, that you got to start demanding more.
Right.
And it's not enough. It's not enough. If we are truly a party of diversity, then that diversity needs to look that way at the seats of power. At the seats of power. Now, it's not always about identity politics, and I get it. But I need them other folks that are not in this room to give a care about the fact, because our elders in here, forgive me elders, because I'm not cursing around here, but people need to care that we don't have diversity at the halls of power. Because it matters. When black women are in the room, baby, it matters. It matters. And we got to get the sisters elected to stuff. And that goes to my Latino sisters too, but I just had to put that out there. And please let us not forget about our Native American sisters and brothers who are suffering over there. About time the land was stolen in this country, and this is the first time in our modern history that we've ever really paid attention to them as a group over water being life. The indigenous people of this country. So what I am saying to you is that the rainbow mosaic of humanity, we are responsible, and it is not enough to be a Democratic Party to say that we are diverse when we don't make sure that diversity is expressed through the ranks of electoral office. That is wrong. We got to do something about it. I want you to support a sister or brother running. So progressives, I want you not to give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. As long as we are breathing, we can make a difference.
Right.
We can do this. we're gonna have to fight like hell, but we can do this. We will do this. As long as we understand and have a consciousness, as long as we are committed, and as long as we understand that there are consequences. And not just for people. And please, if people don't agree with us, we don't have to be hateful in our disagreement. Can I just share how see grown people on Facebook and Twitter tearing each other down the way that they do? It's terrible. I've been called everything but a child of God by Democrats because I wouldn't bend. Now I said I was born, so I didn't endorse beyond the primary. I didn't. But I'm grown.
Right.
And I ain't on the plantation no more. Because somebody fought so I didn't have to be.
Right.
But to be told by Democrats, you no good. Be called all kinds of vile names that you can think of. To be told that you will never run for office again, that we're going to run folks against you. By Democrats, not by Republicans. Karma is real, baby. So what I'm asking is that you don't be the type of people that when you disagree with somebody that you start calling them names.
No.
We want to teach our young people not to bully, but grown-ups in here bully every single day. Not in this room, but in other people's rooms.
Every room.
That is wrong.
Yep.
We don't have to all agree, but I don't have to tear you down and talk about your mama and your daddy and you just to say that we don't agree. Some sister gave me a love trumps hate button. I told her I couldn't wear it because I'm not so sure that love trumps hate. That's a statement that people want to say to make them feel good. But in some cases, we're no better than the people on the right if we deal in that kind of vile behavior. And everybody on the right is not wrong.
Let's not get this.
My God, we are sisters and brothers. And we got to model what it is we want to be. I'm taking, and I thank you guys for just having a little patience with me because I want you to leave this room more renewed. And I want you to leave this room dedicated. And I want you to leave this room in full command of the fact that people power will win every single day, that there is promise in the problem, that we do have a problem with hate crime rising, fascism, xenophobia, people who hate Muslims, the tearing down of our gay, lesbian, transgender, queer sisters and brothers, sexism, all of those things are real, but they were not invented by the man who's going to be sworn into office, that the reality is, it's in the DNA of America. And we got to admit that. But what we are not going to do is go backwards as a country. So to the extent that he uses any of that, to the extent that his cabinet uses any of that, we must be ready to pounce.
Yeah.
We gotta be ready. But let's not get so caught up thinking that we are perfect, because we are not. And we got work to do talking about love trumps hate when we don't even love each other in this room and in this nation, in this country, and in this party.
Right.
So for me, it doesn't matter if you supported Senator Sanders or you supported Secretary Clinton or you wanted none of the above. We are in the same boat now, and we need each other, and we got to move forward with power. We us together. Together. Because they don't need me on the panel, but let me just say this. I want you to support our revolution. Senator Sanders is not running our revolution. The board is running that board is running the revolution. I want you to know that. But I was just with the senator on Thursday. I was with him in D.C. for about an hour and a half. Me and Roseanne DeMarle of the nurses. The senator is just as committed as he ever was.
Thank you.
And if a 70-year-old man, 74, now 75-year-old man, can step up to the plate, there are no excuses for the rest of us. One day, when the sister turned 74, I might just run for president. Nothing said, what courage does it take? That age ain't nothing but a number, baby. Elders in the room. Age ain't nothing but a number. I can't tell you how many people I met on the campaign trail. I made it at 80, I think she was 84 years old. She was at the Working Families Party event, and she came over to me. She said, I just ran for council for the first time because Senator Bernie Sanders. She 84 years old. The elders are taking over, baby. But we need our millennials. Millennials, baby, we love you too, but everything takes a little better with seasoning. I'm just going to say that. So, okay, so three things. Number one, I believe that the creator of this universe has given us two hands, one to reach forward and one to reach back, lifting as we climb. We are our sisters and our brothers' keepers. We can't do it without our sisters and our brothers. I want to tell you something. I came from a poor family, a working poor family. My mother died at the age of 42 years old. I was 22 years old. My baby sister was 12. I'm the oldest of 7 children. My mother had an aneurysm burst in her brain. She was there that morning, gone that night in a coma. And one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make in my life is how to bury my mother. So I understand what safety net means. I understand what it means to be a cycle breaker because I am that. There were days that my family would not be able to eat without a safety net. So when I hear folks who run for office who live in all high and mighty, but they don't have compassion and empathy for their fellow human beings, we don't need those kind of folks in elected office. I know what it's like to be hungry. I get it. So two hands, one to reach forward and one to reach back. People don't want to be poor. Nobody says that when they grow up they want to be poor. Nobody aspires to be poor. Life happens to people. And how dare we look down our noses on anybody? Yes, there are outliers everywhere, but in the white collar class there are outliers as well. Greed, baby, greed, greed, greed. Not wealth, but greed. That the 1% control it all. And it's wrong. So two hands, one to reach forward and one to reach back. Number two, and most importantly, our sisters and brothers, we can't ask other folks to do more for us than we are willing to do for ourselves. We got to get in this fight. We got to get in this fight. We got to stand this fight. Whatever you can put your hands to do, you do it. You see, titles are good, but purpose is better. We got a whole bunch of folks with titles and get in the room, they don't know what to do because they don't understand their purpose. Titles are good, but purpose is better. Lastly, the words of my grandmother. Y'all know my 3-bone story, the wishbone, the jawbone, and the backbone. Yeah. That's what we need. My grandmother was born in 1913. She only had a 3rd grade education. She couldn't read or write, but she could count her money. Simply, she kept her money in the Southern Ladies Banking Trust.
That's right there.
When I asked my grandmother, what does it take to be successful in life? She said, all you need are 3 bones, the wishbone, the jawbone, and the backbone. She said, the wishbone will keep you hoping and praying. Hope is the motivator, but the dream is the driver. The jawbone will give you courage to speak truth, the power to lift your voice. But as Larry Cohen, the chairman of our board, says, you can talk, but we need some people going to walk. We need some people going to put some sweat equity on this thing. But Grandma said the most important bone of them all, the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious bone, is the backbone. Yes. The backbone will keep you standing through all of your trials and your tribulations. And in this life, we're going to go through some stuff, but you can't have a testimony without a test. And we are being tested about whether or not we got courage enough, perseverance enough, endurance enough, stick-to-itiveness enough to do the right thing, even in the face of struggle and pain. We are awake now in a way that we would never have been. This is our opportunity not only to transform the Democratic Party, but to transform the state of California, to transform the state of Ohio, to transform many states, but to transform a nation and a world. And when the millennial generation writes about what was done, I hope that they are able to say that the boomers and Generation X did the daggone thing in the face of adversity. And when the generation after the millennials are ready to write the story, I know that they're going to write a story about a bold millennial generation that was ready, that understood what it means to be authentic, and to live in our truth.